Thanks, Megan, and thanks everyone for joining me today. So yeah, I'm Leo from the Suzaku team. You might have heard of Suzaku. Yesterday we did a couple panels. So with Suzaku, we are building a risk-taking protocol to help Avalanche L1 decentralized with strong crypto economic security. But Suzaku is not our only project in the Avalanche ecosystem. We have also been working on Ash for a while. And so today will be a presentation about one of the features of Ash, which is the Ash wallet, enabling multisig ownership on Avalanche L1. So today I have the Suzaku hat, but I'm talking to you with the Hash hat. Makes no sense, but you guys get me. So yeah, just a quick overview of what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to just at first do a quick overview of Ash, focusing on the Ash console. Then we're going to see what actually are safe smart accounts, which will be at the core layer of everything we have with the Ash wallet. Then we'll see about Safe Wallet and how does the Safe Wallet infrastructure works. And finally, I'll show you a quick demo of Ash Wallet. So first, a quick word about Ash. Like I was mentioning, this is a project we have been working on for a while now, almost 2 years. So with Ash, and particularly the Ash console, what we are building is an app chain as a service platform that is leveraging the Avalanche stack, and most particularly the L1 stack. And so with Ash console, we have built a one-stop shop for L1 development. From the Ash console, you can actually deploy Avalanche nodes, Avalanche L1s, as well as block explorers. And so what is really interesting is that you can do so in a self-custodial way, deploying the L1 and nodes on your own infrastructure, so without having to rely on a third-party node operator. Maybe I can show you quickly how it looks like. So right before the talk, I deployed a bunch of Avalanche nodes, 5 of them. We can see that they are hosted on AWS US East 2 region. But they are actually hosted on my own AWS cloud account. So I have full control of the machine. If I want to enable some, I don't know, specific security access to the machine, I can do that. If I want to add additional software to the machines, I can also do that. And so I deployed these 5 nodes in just a few clicks with the Ash console, as well as created an L1. So it's still called Subnet here. We do have to change that. So this is an L1 EVM that is running on top of my nodes. We can see the RPC here. And as well, all using the Ash console, and just by clicking through the web UI, I was also able to build a fully functional block explorer, which is actually a block scout instance that is plugged on top of my Subnet EVM-based Avalanche L1. And so all of this has been created just by using the Ash console. And so back to the presentation. So yeah, the part of Ash, we have multiple offers. So that was the Ash console, and then we'll see about Ash Wallet. Before diving into Ash Wallet, it might make sense to learn about the Safe Smart accounts. So maybe probably everyone is not familiar with this, but it was previously called as Gnosis Safe. A lot of people are still referring to this as Gnosis Safe, but they did change the name to Safe a couple of years ago. And so what are Safe Smart accounts? Basically, they are smart contract-based EVM accounts, as opposed to externally owned accounts with which you perform transactions on blockchain using a private key. With Safe Smart accounts, the account is actually stored on the blockchain as a Solidity smart contract. And so it leverages the programmability of Solidity and extends its functionality with more security. And it also enables a lot of really cool use cases, like multi-signature scheme, so that you can perform transaction by using multiple wallets that have to sign the transaction before executing the transaction, which we'll see a bit later in the demo. Transaction batching as well, account recovery with third-party operators that are plugged to the Safe Smart account. Gasless transaction, that was a bit mentioned by Circle earlier today, but it's like enabling sponsorship of transaction or paying for transaction fees with other tokens than the native chain tokens. And also one thing that is really cool is the safe modules that are other smart contracts that can be used to actually extend a Safe Smart account and add additional capabilities. Like in this case, for example, ERC 4337, which is account abstraction. You can also have a passkey module, create a safe smart wallet using passkey. This is really cool and super secure. And so on top of that, the safe team has been working on what they call the safe wallet, which is basically both a web UI, web interface, as well as a mobile application that is connected to the actual safe smart contracts that are deployed on chain to make a better way, an easier way when it comes to UX to enable with safe smart accounts. A quick word about the safe infrastructure. So not going to spend too much time on that slide because it's a bit complicated, but to deploy safe smart accounts on the chain, the first step is to deploy the safe smart contracts. But as well, all of this, which is the safe infrastructure, composed of multiple microservices that are developed by Safe, but they're also leveraging some pretty well-known services in IT, like Redis or Postgres, RabbitMQ. And so it happens that every time that we want to enable safe-like capabilities to an L1 or to any other chain, actually, we have to deploy this whole stack of services to actually enable this and make everything work. And so with Ash Wallet on our side, this is what we are doing behind the scene. For every L1 that we enable safe on, we will be deploying all of these services. And also what's really cool is that Safe is really, the Safe team is really committed to open source. And so everything powering their backend as well as their frontend has been open sourced, which was really important on our step to enable these capabilities to Avalanche L1s. And that brings us to the Ash Wallet. In just one word, Ash Wallet is a safe wallet fork with a light customization and also a shared safe infrastructure for Avalanche L1. Like I mentioned, we are deploying behind the scenes all of this stack so that the Avalanche L1 that want to use the safe capabilities like Multisig do not have to do it themselves. And so we are taking care of that part so that they can just enjoy having enhanced security through multi-sig ownership on their Avalanche L1. Just so you know, we are on our side deploying all these services as containers using Kubernetes. And if you guys are interested in the nitty-gritty details, everybody is also open sourced on our repositories. And so today, Ash Wallet is live on mainnet with a couple of networks, obviously the Avalanche C chain, as well as Meld, Beam, and Lamina One. And so I did not say this yet, but to enable these services for your L1, it has to be an EVM-based L1, because obviously everything related to safe is strongly tied to Solidity and the EVM. Yeah, so that's my last slide. Next, we'll do a quick demo. To be honest, I was a bit too optimistic. I wanted to deploy a new L1, deploy the safe contracts, and do all show you all the steps to actually add a new L1 to the Ash Wallet. But this might be a bit too much for today. So what we're going to do is just go through the Ash Wallet and do a quick demo with an L1 that is already deployed. In this case, the Avalanche C chain. So there I am on the Ash Wallet interface. Maybe what I can show you is, as I mentioned, it's just a fork of the safe. Oops, sorry. If you guys have already used the, oops, no, not this one. If you guys already use the safe wallet, probably it will look familiar, because again, it's a fork. So we have started from their base and just added a light customization to make it more Ash and Avalanche feel. And so what we will do in this demo is create a safe smart account on the Fuji C chain with multiple signers, and then see how we can use this smart account to perform transactions on chain using the Ash Wallet. So I'm just going to go ahead. I think I'm already connected. Yeah, I'm connected through MetaMask. So this is not a safe smart account at all. This one, it's an externally owned account. So I have the private key for this one. I'm connected to the Fuji C chain, and I already have some AVAX. So I'm going to go ahead and create a new safe account that you can just call LATAM demo. And in the next part, this is a really important part. This is where we actually decide on who will be the signers of the Safe Smart account. So the signers will be the actual accounts that will be able to both activate, like ignite transactions on the network, and also sign these transactions so that they will be effectively executed on chain. So for the demo, I will just put two signers. The first one is the same wallet that is already connected here. And for the second one, I will have another MetaMask account, but with another web browser, which is my Chrome here. Sorry. OK, there we go. I will use this, which is another address, so another signer. I will put that here. OK, so we have our safe account that is ready to get created with two signers. And also, so the number of signers is pretty much unlimited. Most, I did not mention this, but most, if not all, of the big DAOs of the Ethereum ecosystem, for their treasury, they are actually using Safe Smart accounts. And so these guys are managing millions, if not billions of dollars worth of on-chain assets using Safe Smart accounts. So obviously, these big protocols have more than two signers. At least I hope so. And so on our side, we'll just have two signers, and we will put the threshold to 2, which means that every transactions that will be executed, initiated from the Safe Smart account that we are creating now, will have to be signed by the two signers. So myself, if I just control one of the private key of the signers, I will not be able to do anything on chain because every transaction will need to be signed by the two signers. So I think we're ready on the configuration side. We will just execute the transaction. And so what's happening here is that it's actually creating my Safe Smart account with a proxy on a safe smart contract that is deployed on the FujiC chain, and that will have to be deployed on every L1 where we want to enable these features. So I'm just going to sign the transaction for now. OK, that was fast. So we have an account, we have a Safe Smart account ready to be used on the FujiC chain. This is actually the wallet that is created. And if I take a look at this, I can view it, I think, on Snowtrace. Yeah, there it is. So this address is actually a smart contract that was deployed. And so the address of the smart contract is the address of the safe wallet. So before actually performing transaction, what I can do is send some funds to this wallet. So I'm going to go to my MetaMask on which I have a couple of AVAX left. I'm just going to send here. Oops, it's pasting something in the beginning, I think, yeah. I'll just send a couple of AVAX from my externally account address to this Safe Smart account, like Alpha and AVAX. So from here, the Safe Smart account will receive the money, and you can already see that it's can act like kind of a treasury. I send money I send assets to this address, and from the moment that this address will receive the assets, they will be on this smart contract. We can see that they arrived here. If I go to the asset, I will see my half AVAX. And so from here, if I decide to send it back to my address or to any other address, the transaction that will be executed will have to be signed by both my signer on this side and the other signer that corresponds to the other wallet through MetaMask that are created here. So next for the demo, we're going to see how we can actually use, let's close this, how we can actually use the Safe Smart account that we created to interact with an on-chain protocol. So for the demo, I will use Trader Joe. Well, not Trader Joe, now it's Let's Fucking Joe. Always forget about this name change, there we go. Let's Fucking Joe / Fuji, which is their testnet deployment of Trader Joe. I'm just going to make this a bit bigger for now. And so the Safe Wallet and Hash Wallet has a really cool feature, which is we are able to use the Safe Smart account on the apps directly by connecting through Wallet Connect. I'm going to show you how it works. So instead of connecting my own externally owned account, I will just connect the Safe Smart account that we have created through Wallet Connect. I just actually need to paste this code and navigate to the Hash Wallet interface. Click on the Wallet Connect button and just put the pairing code that I just recovered. And in a few seconds, it should ask me, oh, I'm already connected. Yes, I am. So right now I'm connected on Trader Joe. No, on Let's Fucking Joe, sorry. Using this account, which is actually the safe account that we have just created. And now let's see if we can perform a transaction. So since we're on LFG, what we're going to do is just to maybe try to do a quick swap. So we have the balance. We can see the AlphaVax that I just sent a bit earlier. Let's try to see if we can swap these for some other token. I actually do not know what they have on testnet. USDC is fine. Okay, probably not. That rate is not exactly ISO to mainnet, but still fine. So here I'm initiating the swap transaction. And so if I navigate back to the Hash Wallet, I will see that I have a pop-up that actually appeared, which is asking me to confirm the transaction. And so in this case, I can see that it's happening on Let's Fucking Joe, which was initiated by me. So since I know that I was the one to actually perform the transaction, I will sign it for now. So to sign a transaction, every time we will have to do this is just using one of the signers to actually, with the signature request, signed with our externally owned account so that the transaction will be ready to go. Okay. We can say the transaction has been added to queue and not executed. Why is that? Remember, just a few minutes ago, we created the Safe Smart account, but we have decided that every transaction should be signed by a 2 signers threshold. And so for now, I've just signed this with one of the signers, so it's not going to be executed for now. What I can do is just open the other, open the Hash Wallet with the other account, and I will be able to see this transaction ready to be signed. Let me connect here. So we can see that it's already detecting through the APIs of the services I talked about earlier. It's already detecting that the wallet that I used to connect now on Hash Wallet is one of the signers of this Safe Smart account. So I just have to click on this, and I will be able to access the smart account. Again, here it's telling me that the transaction is requiring my confirmation, so I can just navigate here. I can see that it has already been signed by the other signer, and now I will just confirm and sign this with the second signer. Okay, this is interesting. From the point where we have enough signatures to actually perform the transaction, we have the choice to execute it at once or for a later situation. This is interesting if you want to do batch transactions like we mentioned earlier. In this case, I'm not going to execute now because actually this wallet on this side, it does not have a AVAX gas token, so I'm not going to be able to actually execute the transaction. So for now, I will just sign this. Yeah, I need to switch network because I was not on the Fuji C chain here. This is good now. And again, like we just previously did, I will just sign the transaction. Awesome. So now I will navigate back to the Hash Wallet connected with the other account. I should have received a notification that my transaction is now ready to be executed. Oops. Yeah, okay. 2 out of 2, both signers signed. Now we can execute the transaction. To refresh here, my tab seems a bit stuck. Okay. Execute. We are ready to go. Let's execute the transaction. So in this case, I'm paying for the gas for this transaction. I'm paying with one of the signers. Okay, so transaction has been sent. I think it was processed pretty quickly. It is now in the indexing stage. Sorry, I can actually see the transaction on the Explorer, which is exactly what we wanted to do: swap a bunch of AVAX for USDC. And if I navigate back to Let's Fucking Joe, in a few seconds I will be able to see that the transaction has been executed, and I should have a USDC balance. And so, just to wrap up the demo, we have seen here that everything I did in the demo was on the FujiC chain, but as I mentioned, we also have enabled a bunch of Avalanche L1s. And so, to conclude, if anybody listening or here in the room wants to enable this kind of functionalities, so again, multisig ownerships, batch transaction, account abstraction, etc., you can just come to talk to us, and we'll be happy to integrate your Avalanche L1 to the Ash wallet. Sorry. I think I have 3 minutes left, so maybe one last thing that I can show you is how easy it actually is to deploy the Safe Smart contract. As I mentioned, what is really cool about the Safe team is that they open source everything. So if I just navigate to their Safe contracts repo, yeah, that's the one. So these are all the smart contracts that are required to enable Safe Smart accounts on an EVM chain. There are 9 of them, I think, that we need to deploy. And so just by copying this repo and running a hard hat command, I will be able to deploy the contracts. Maybe I think, maybe we can try to do this on the, I mentioned earlier that I created an L1 using the Ash console, so maybe let's try to deploy the contracts here and see what happens. So I can get this RPC here, switch back to here. So I try to do things with one hand is not easy. I think I already cloned the repo somewhere here. Safe contracts, yeah, there it is. And so this repo is using hard hat. I wish they would move to Foundry soon, but that's not an issue for today. In the hard hat config, I have already pre-configured one network, which is corresponds to the L1 that I created with the Ash console. So this is actually the RPC address. And so what I will do is just export the private key to actually perform transaction to deploy the contracts. This private key is what is known as the EWOC key, which is a pre-founded key on Avalanche L1s that are using Subnet EVM. So I'll just use this key. And I think I can just perform yarn hard hat deploy. Yeah, that's the command. Oops. I can just remove all that and replace the name of the network with the one that I configured above. That will be the end of the demo. LATAM L1. Hopefully it works. Music is starting to play, so if it doesn't work, it's fine anyway. It's working. So this is actually just the first step of integrating Ash Wallet to Avalanche L1s. Once I have the contract deployed, I will have to deploy the microservices that I showed you earlier. And then my new L1 will appear on the Ash Wallet interface and will be usable. So yeah, thanks.
Thank you. That was great. Also very impressive. If anybody has any questions for Leo, you can feel free to ask him right now. And also, Gauthier, his colleague, is here as well, if you have any questions.
Impressive, right?